Again? I don't know how this hell sweep dropped. Again? Oh my god. Why didn't it work that time? Nice!
Fucking serious, dude? Come on! Unfucking real, dude! Oh, what am I fucking doing, man? What am I fucking doing?
What am I doing? What am I doing?
Oh, what am I fucking doing, man?
What am I doing? What am I doing?
Oh, what am I fucking doing, man? What am I fucking doing? I run into that dumbass, and he does his dumb shit, and because I'm playing fucking horrible today compared to yesterday, I get fucked up by the fucking Yoshi gimmicks when I know exactly what to do against this dumb shit. Fucking guy can't backdash for shit. Can't punish for shit unless it's a hell sweep. Or like, I don't know, he does 1-1 every now and again to punish, because no shit, anybody can fucking do that. But his punishment is fucking terrible.
No! That right there was a huge throw. Bro.
What the fuck is he doing? God, he's so random. I don't know.
Can't blame Moonsault for throwing out unsafe shit when he isn't getting punished.
Besides that, he doesn't sidestep anything. He prefers to spin, even though it loses his fucking health, but he refuses to learn how to properly sidestep. He relies purely on his bullshit Yoshi gimmicks. If he uses any other fucking character, he gets hard stuck in purple ranks. Like, he's a fucking idiot. He's a moronic fucking content fucking creator and a fucking garbage Yoshi player, and I fucking don't care who hears that shit. Yeah, Moonsault got coached by me because he sucked so much ass.
Came and harassed the guy, you know? Crazy, that's wild.
I do this throw drill every single day, 20 minutes a day, 7 days a week.
Because, you know, people think I really suck at the game, right? People think that I really suck at the game. They think I really suck. An option of me. He keeps, if you don't have one of those stance characters, you can
hits buff guy every time. He just hits buff guy. It's like he has a read on his timing.
He did say
buff guy also has to acknowledge he played that like shit. Like absolute shit. It's okay. I can let it slide when you miss a few punishes and a few ducks. But when literally I see 20 times in a row, Moonsault Slayer doing the same thing, and I'm like, shouldn't you have a read on this now? And then he does back 2-2 like it's a safe mid poke.
that stage was not in his favor. The Cosmos.
Also, for anybody that's watching this, and they're probably thinking in the comments, but Prince, back 2-2 and back 2-1 with Yoshimitsu, it's a mix-up. One's a high, one's a mid. It's not a mix-up. You can just fuzzy guard. You can fuzzy guard both options because back 2-2, the second hit is around 22 to 23 frames, and then the mid option is 27 to 28 frames. So you can actually just fuzzy it. In fact, I'll actually turn on my command list so you guys can actually see. You can actually see the command history and see that I actually am fuzzying this. See? See, I duck and I can stand up in time. Same thing I did in the Kazuya clip. There you go. It's not a mix-up, alright? There's no mix-up with Yoshimitsu's back 2-2 or back 2-1. There's absolutely zero mix-up. It shouldn't really be mixing anybody up that's, you know, at higher level. It's not a mix-up. All right, back to the video.
Can't blame Moonsault for throwing out unsafe shit when he isn't getting punished. Back 2-2, back 2-2, back 2-2, back 2-2. I'm like, are you never going to duck that?
Gimmicks when I know exactly what to do against this dumb shit.
Or 3-1, or a CD1 randomly in the neutral. You're just not gonna hold your block and then punish that. Can't blame Moonsault for throwing out unsafe shit when he isn't getting punished.
That fucking guy was ass. I can't believe it. How the fuck do I lose to players that don't have a fucking clue what they're doing, man?
Per rank Kazuya, which is it's an impressive rank, you know. I feel like he should know mid-high strings, and Yoshi's mid-high strings, in my opinion. And I want to be mean, but this resembles more when I look at blue rank players.
How, bro? Her sidestep is so crazy. She just fucking pussy. Fucking play the fucking game, you lame ass nigga. Oh my god. He's dude. Like get, oh my god, this is you're so bad. Oh my god. How? Like, and he really thinks he's good. Look at that. Bro, it's not, that shit don't work. What do you mean you need to step? It's not working. You're just lucky this character can fucking sidestep. That is... This nigga is so fucking garbage. No! This nigga is garbage. Fucking garbage ass nigga. I can't even touch the character, bro. I can't even touch the character, bro. If I had a character with more homing moves, he wouldn't do shit. He wouldn't do shit. Like if I ran like Nina or Anna or some shit on him, bro, that's why he's a fucking garbage. I know how to fight the fucking character. I know how to fight Lily already. He was not doing any moves that I could launch or step and punish. That nigga's garbage, bro. That's why he's fucking, that's why he'll never fucking compete nowhere and be good at anything, because he's fucking garbage. Let him fight a character that isn't as linear as Kazuya. He won't beat nobody. That nigga's trash. The fucking garbage ass Lily player with no fucking fundamentals.
Stop the cap.
That is the most, I swear to God, that's the most useless string in the fucking game. $133 milliseconds, bro. What am I doing? What am I doing? Losing to this garbage.
Alright, what's good YouTube? Prince here, back with another video. Listen, let me first start off by saying this. This video is not a diss video to the content creators that involved in the start of the video. I know you saw the intro, right? And you made it to this part. Let me start off by saying this. What inspired me to actually make this video in the first place was actually a video I saw from FeedEx and SpeedKicks, where FeedEx was talking to SpeedKicks, and pretty much what SpeedKicks was saying was something that I feel deeply applies to a lot of Tekken players. Like, not all Tekken players, but a large pool of Tekken player base. And that, like, a lot of us, I said us, a lot of us have like a big ego. And a lot of players, like, they think they're better than what they really are. And like, their pride and like emotional attachment to their characters, like, it sometimes doesn't allow them to see like what's actually happening in front of them. That, you know, they're probably playing against somebody that actually knows how to play good Tekken, and they just can't, whatever reason, they can't acknowledge it, either because of their character or their pride or their ego. And that's pretty much what this video is about, right? First off, I want to say, I don't want nobody to like harass these content creators. They're good content creators. I like Droopy's content. I think he's an amazing Kazuya player. I like Buff Guy's content too. I think he's really passionate about Kazuya and just Mishimas in general. And I think you guys should probably go and subscribe and follow his channel. But what we're not gonna do is like discredit and not acknowledge when people are actually playing real Tekken, right? And the thing is, especially with like the Droopy clip, let me just start off. Let me say this, right? It is okay to talk shit, right? It is perfectly fine to talk shit. Everybody talks shit in a fighting game from time to time, right? It's healthy. It's part of the competitive spirit, right? There's nothing wrong with that. It helps you, it helps you just get out with how you're feeling. That's perfectly fine. I have no problem with nobody talking shit, right? But like when we're not acknowledging like what the other person's doing that is good, because like even when I get salty, I'll still acknowledge if my opponent's doing something good, right? And also, shout out to Afro Guy because he gave me permission to use some of his clips too. You guys should probably go and subscribe to Afro Guy, great Lily player. But back to this video, I actually have Kazuya set up right now in the training mode to cover a couple things I saw Droopy was just not doing that Afro Guy, the Lily player, was taking good advantage of. And let me start off with, bro, how many times have I say let me start off with? Let me play this, right? So I notice every time, and I think Afro Guy noticed this too, every time the Kazuya player did QCF 1+2, right? He followed it up with 1-2-4, right? Really bad option, use of your plus frames. A lot of Tekken players don't always make the best use of their plus frames. Like, I don't even necessarily be playing Lily to do what I'm doing right here, right? But, +5 situation, right? And he follows it up. Most of the time, he followed up with a high, which is why I think Afro Guy actually decided to Matterhorn after blocking it. Now, to some people that aren't that proficient at the game or they're not that high level, they might see that part of the video and be like, Afro Guy's a scrub. He Matterhorned after being -5. No, because the first time, this is what his response was. And this actually shows good knowledge of the character Kazuya, and actually good punishment too, because if you do block the low follow, if you block the low, right, you can interrupt with anything 13 frames or faster, right? You can punish it, even if they try and finish the string, you can still punish it, right? And for him to do a Matterhorn, after blocking it, was a really good read that I feel like a lot of Tekken players don't really give their opponents credit or actually acknowledge when their opponent is actually doing well. And it's more so, I guess you could say it's tied to elitism. One thing I've noticed about Tekken since Tekken 7 is, for whatever reason, there seems to be a lot of elitism in like the Mishima community, mainly with Kazuya players, mainly with Kazuya mains. And I'm no psychologist, so I can't really break down why that is, but if I were to take a guess at it, I would say that a lot of Tekken players, we play these characters for such a long time, we kind of build like this emotional attachment to our characters, right? And for whatever reasons, in fighting games in general, mainly the Tekken community, a lot of people seem to think that execution equals skill, and let me tell you, execution does not equal skill, alright? Execution and fundamental skill, because I think Droopy said, like, what? The Lily player had no fundamentals, but if you clearly watch the full video on Afro Guy's channel, you can clearly see a good amount of fundamentals being put on full display. Lily is a Tekken character, and she plays Tekken pretty well, right? She's got great movement to make her opponents whiff and whiff punish. Lily's actually a very defensive character, believe it or not, right? And a lot of times, even with the Buff Guy video, like, yes, Moonsault may not be the greatest Tekken player, but we should all give credit where credit's due, because he was conditioning Buff Guy to duck a lot with the CD1s, and Buff Guy's reaction time was very bad, and he couldn't react to a full crouch down forward one charge with Yoshimitsu, right? So Moonsault took advantage of it. Yes, Moonsault didn't punch the majority of the moves that he did block, but he was still able to win by, conditioning and having great timing on the Buff Guy, right? And I think a lot of times Tekken players were kind of guilty of like not acknowledging when our opponent is actually doing something correct, and we're actually making a very poor decision, right? So let me go on to what else that Droopy could have done. After following up with this, he could have followed with a homing move to prevent Lily from stepping, which is also a homing heat engager, back 4, right? Only problem to this with it would lose to Matterhorn, because Matterhorn is a high crush option, right? So we're going to acknowledge that, right? I don't want to spread any misinformation on my channel. And a big part of my channel is actually debunking misinformation, because when I was looking at the stream chats of like Droopy, a lot of people in this chat, like, he was going off about Lily and saying like Lily's dumb and you can't step Lily, which is actually completely false. It's untrue. Lily's actually a very linear character herself, just like Kazuya, right? She just so happens to have better movement. She just happens to have better lateral movement than Kazuya, right? And sometimes when you guys gotta understand, when people have a big following in like any video game, not just Tekken, a lot of lower level players or players that aren't as good as you or haven't been playing the game, they take what these content creators say as gospel and then they run with it, and then they start spreading misinformation, and then people that listen to them spread more misinformation, right? It kind of spreads like a virus. So his better option would have been like down forward 2. This will land on counter after this. Like, a lot of Tekken players, they don't make use of their frame advantage properly. And down forward 2 after this would have shut down Matterhorn and would have stopped all sidestep attempts, right? Now, I know someone in the comments is going to be like, but Prince, because like Kazuya's down forward 2 is unsafe, right? And like the cool thing about Tekken is there's a lot of counterplay for most options. Yes, people like to be like, oh, Tekken is 8's not defensive, right? But there are still a lot of defensive measures in this game. And let me show you another high-level technique that you guys can actually use that some of you guys are probably not aware of. So let's say if you don't, let's say your character doesn't have the best homing moves. Like Lily doesn't really have the best homing moves, for instance, right? By the way, I also made a video on how to fight Lily. If you guys are interested in that, link in the description. So if Kazuya, you know, the Kazuya, I'm just going to say Kazuya for the rest of the video, right? If the Kazuya player didn't want to risk doing an unsafe down forward 2, that's -12, here's another option you guys can do, right? You can actually make your other moves in this, you can make non-homing moves in this game track, and here's how you do it, right? You dash forward. Let me also turn on the command list so you guys can actually see what I'm doing, right? I'm sidewalking and I'm still getting hit. Now, let me explain why this actually is working, right? Because, well, essentially, I've had Kazuya input a dash, right? And when you do a forward input in this game, your character actually realigns with your opponent, right? That's the purpose of it. This is a very high level technique that anybody could use to make their moves track better, right? So it's also about timing too. And you know, you're kind of trusting the fact that your opponent is not going to swing in the timing that you choose to input forward. So how this works is, you know, you do forward, it realigns you with your opponent, just like a wave dash. The purpose of wave dashing is to realign with your opponent so that your electrics and your options will track better to your opponent, right? Now, as you can see by my command list, right, I'm sidewalking, right? But I'm getting hit because the forward input of him dashing forward is realigning with my character, right? Now, in order to beat this, I'd have to switch my timing, right? And then step when he does the forward, after he does the forward input, like this. And then boom, I'd be able to punish, right? But that requires knowledge beforehand that he's actually going to do that. If I just simply sidewalk, as soon as I block this, right, I'm going to get hit every time because he's realigning with me. And you could do that with any move, right? It doesn't have to be a down back forward Kazuya. I'm just using down back forward as an example, right? And that's something that he could have took advantage of, right? Now, another thing is, both players, when they were fighting against like Yoshi or Lily in this context, a lot of times you hear people say like, I know how to fight the character, I already know how to fight the character, I know how to fight Yoshi, I know how to fight Lily, right? And I'm just here to remind you guys that like, at higher level, the higher you get, you guys gotta reach, once you reach a certain rank, it's not just about simply fighting the character. They probably, to their credit, they probably both know how to fight the characters. Buff Guy probably knows how to fight Yoshi, and Droopy does probably know how to fight Lily. I won't deny that, right? But there's a difference between fighting the character and then fighting the person piloting the character, right? And that's where we kind of got to give credit to the person piloting the character, because there's too much talk in Tekken 8 about characters being carried. Yes, there's characters that carry. I'm not going to deny that, right? But there's too much talk about like, oh, I lost because of this character, I lost because of that character, right? No, you lost because of the person piloting the character, right? And a lot of us cope a bit too hard. Yes, characters carry in this game, right? But at a certain level, you are fighting the person piloting the character, right? There's a reason Arslan Ash is the only Tekken player that's winning big tournaments with Nina, right? There's a reason. It's not because Nina is broken. Yes, she's a very strong character, but it's because of the way Arslan Ash chooses to pilot the character. He's just a better Tekken player, right? I think most people could actually agree to that, right? And for whatever reason, like, again, like, for the people that are watching this video, I don't want none of you guys to be ashamed of the character you play, whether your character is hated or not. It's okay for people to hate on your character. it's not really okay to make it a personal attack towards you. If you like the character, play whoever you want. It doesn't really matter who you play in this game. As long as you're just trying to get better at the game and just trying to play the best Tekken, you are, like, for instance, like, a good Tekken player is just a good Tekken player that so happens to be playing or piloting a certain character, right? And a lot of people don't get credit for that. A lot of people don't really get credit for just being good at the game, regardless of what character they're playing, right? So I'm here to remind people of that. That is a fact that actually does happen in the game. You could be good at Tekken and still play any character in the game, right? There's no character that is exclusive to you have to play this character to be considered good at the game. It doesn't really work like that, right? And I noticed, like, I've been meaning to do this video for a long time too, because I know even in Tekken 7, like, there's like this really elitism toxic thing going on with like Mishima players, mainly Kazuya players. I don't know what it is. Hey, maybe it has something to do with Mayman. I don't know what it is. Also, side note, I forgot to actually include this in the video when I was actually editing it, but I want to say shout outs to Mayman, because Mayman is actually one of the best Tekken content creators we have, and he's actually one of the few players that, no matter how salty he may get playing the game, or no matter how frustrating it may be playing the game at times, when his opponent is doing something right, he always gives them credit, and I really respect that about Mayman. No matter what's happening, right, if his opponent does something right, it could be anything right, whether it's a simple punishment, or they stepped at the right time, they did the proper punish, they did a optimal high execution combo, he'll always give credit to that player, and I think that's a really cool thing to do. That, like, that's a really nice thing to have. Like, you can be salty at the game, but still give credit to your opponent at the same time whenever they do something correctly, right? I think that's a really cool thing to have, and I think he kind of sets the bar for, like, what other players should try and strive to have when it comes to having that mentality, because I'm gonna be honest, like, the superiority complex of a lot of Mishima players and Tekken players in general, I hate to say it, but Tekken is the most elitism heavy fighting game in existence, right? And I think it really needs to stop, honestly. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, too many of you guys that play this game, like, you tie too much of your self-worth to this game, as if you guys have never accomplished anything in real life, which is kind of scary, right? So, like I said earlier, and again, early on in the video, I'm pretty sure that the content creators know how to fight Yoshi, they know how to fight Lily, but again, let me remind you guys, there is a difference between knowing how to fight a character and then knowing how to fight the person piloting that said character, right? I just really wanted to include that in the video, right? Back to the video. Kazuya is one of the most played characters in Tekken, but a lot of people just like to cope and think that, like, their execution defines themselves as being the superior Tekken player, when it really doesn't. I'm gonna be real, like, I play majority of all the characters. I play pretty much damn near every character. Yes, that includes Mishima's. Nobody gives a damn that you can do electric. I'm just here to tell you guys, nobody really cares, right? Sure, it can be impressive at sometimes, but if you're not fundamentally good at the game, nobody really cares, right? There's a big difference between execution versus fundamental play, right? And a lot of people actually forget that, right? And moving forward, like, yes, I think what did he say? Droopy said Kazuya doesn't have any homing moves, or Kazuya, like, I would have won if I had a character with better homing options. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I don't really understand like how many homing moves people need. Again, that's not a personal attack or anything. Like, that's just me being, like, critiquing, being honest. Like, you have other options to, you know, stop the Lily from stepping. You could double dash forward. You could dash forward. You could use your other homing options. You have tools, right? You just weren't really applying too much homing moves, and that's fine. You're still a good Tekken player, but, like, let's give people their props for, like, when they're actually playing good Tekken, because the Lily player was playing pretty good Tekken, right? He was even punishing a lot of things, like down back 1+2, right? Most people don't even actually punish this move, even in God ranks, right? And he did the proper punish, and he was smart enough to know that when his back was at the wall and there's no pushback, he was smart enough to know, okay, now I can go for the launch punish, because now my back is facing the wall and there's no pushback, right? Like, that's not something you're going to see at, like, low-level Tekken or even intermediate level Tekken. Like, people don't do that. People don't really have the most crisp punishment, right? And the Lily player, to his credit, Afro guy, played it pretty well, right? And I just don't really understand, like, where, like, this toxic, like, like, again, it's okay to talk shit, but I don't understand where like this elitism comes from, like people thinking that they're better than they really are. I like Buff Guy's content. I like the guy, but I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna keep it real. I keep it real with my friends in real life too. I keep it real with anybody, right? Like, this isn't a personal attack or anything, but he does come off as someone that thinks they're better than what they really are. And speaking of that, let's switch to like Yoshi, right? There's a couple of things that he was getting hit by with Yoshi that like I didn't cover beforehand in the intro. Like, for instance, like I think in Street Fighter 6, if you get hit by a drive impact, they call it the unk check, right? The reason they call it an unk check is because they're pretty much testing your reactions, and it's implying that your reaction time is slow. A move that he was getting hit with by Yoshimitsu was this move right here. I'm going to lie, if you are Emperor and above, you should not be getting hit with up forward 2 by Yoshimitsu. Unless you're in the middle of doing a really slow move, or it's like 200 ms lag or something. This move is 36 startup frames, right? 36 startup frames. I want you guys to realize that drive impact in Street Fighter is 26 startup frames. It's 26 startup frames. So if you're getting hit by this, you're probably also getting hit by drive impact in Street Fighter 6. This is pretty much what I like in Street Fighter 6. That would be the unk check. In Tekken 8, like, this is like senior citizen check. If you're getting hit with this, that is a problem, right? And then like the next move, what was it? It was this, right? Like, to his credit, like sometimes he would get hit by this move because like he's getting up like tech rolling in the corner, right? Well, let me record that again. I don't know why I got that input. Whoops. Let's try it again. I'll edit that out. That's embarrassing, right? Now, a lot of people think that move is broken. It's an okay move, but I also say that move's also kind of low-key like a reaction check, because you can react to it. You can train yourself to go in train mode to react to it. And first off, we gotta talk about this move right here. This is me blocking the move late. I'm blocking the move as late as I can. Like, also, it's launch punishable on block, right? You should not be getting hit by this move, alright? I'm being for real with you. I don't want to see anybody getting hit with that move that's blocking stand. Like, no, alright. And then as for this move, full crouch, down forward, hold 1. As soon as you see that little fire, you could just hop kick. Like, this is honestly just a reaction check, right? Now, I know, like, people are going to be like, look, Kazuya doesn't have a hop kick or whatever, and like Kazuya has up 4-3. It gets the job done, okay? Like, it's not the most rewarding option, but it gets the job done, right? This is me doing it on reaction. As soon as you see that purple glow, you just do it, right? Now, again, that's not an attack or anything to Buff Guy. I'm just being honest. It's what I see. Mayman said it himself. If you look at the gameplay between the two of them, between Chalice and Moonsault, if you look at the gameplay between Moonsault and Buff Guy, it really does look like two... What did he say? It looked like two blue ranks fighting each other? And, you know, that's just, honestly, yeah, it is what it is. That's really what it comes across as. It did look like two blue ranks fighting each other, right? And I think, personally, like Speedkick says, it comes from people thinking that they're better than what they really are. And I'm not coming at either of these guys like a holier-than-thou type of person. We've all been there. I talk shit in the game. But one thing I do is, even if I'm talking shit in the game, or I'm salty in the game, I always give my opponent credit when they do something right? Because I think that's something that's important. If you're too salty at the game to give your opponent credit when they're actually doing something right, you just need to hop off the game, because playing long sessions of Tekken 8 will make anybody crash out, alright? It will make anybody crash out. And personally, I just think that's what happened to both those players. I think they're great players. I think, you know, they just had one of those days. I don't want anybody to harass them or stuff like that, right? I just kind of wanted to bring, like, you know, attention to, like, you know, like the toxic elitism that goes on, especially with the Mishima community, mainly the Kazuya players. A lot of you guys let stuff get to your head. A lot of you guys perceive yourself as execution being like a higher threshold of fundamental skill, where execution has nothing to do with fundamentals, all right? Some people might think themselves, I'm superior than this guy playing this easy mode execution character because my character has just frames. But at the end of the day, fundamentals is fundamentals, alright? Like, execution doesn't equal skill. I probably might do another video in the future about the whole execution topic or whatever, but like, guys, like, it's Kazuya. You're vortexing. Like, that's like the main game plan. Yes, electric is a just frame, but the main game plan for Kazuya is pretty simple, right? And a lot of you Mishima players, for whatever reason, keep in mind, I play everybody, right? So I got no stake in this, right? I play everybody. I like Kazuya. Kazuya is my favorite Mishima, even though he's also probably the most annoying Mishima to fight against, right? But a lot of you Mishima players, like, you guys kind of need to humble yourself and give people their props, right? A lot of you guys don't give each other props. And for the people watching this video, can we, like, please just go back to, like, letting people play whatever character they want? Like, you can hate the character. Everybody's gonna have characters that they hate. But for you to, like, hate a character and make it a personal attack, two different things. Or for you to hate a character so much that you can't even acknowledge that your opponent is actually playing proper Tekken, I think that's where it kind of gets to the point where, like, then it becomes toxic. You know, that's when we need to humble ourselves, right? So, like, the whole point of this video is, you can talk shit as much shit as you want, right? But just acknowledge when your opponent is actually playing real Tekken. Real Tekken isn't, you know, exclusive to just Mishimas or just one character. You can play Tekken, and you can play good, clean Tekken with any character in the game. Like, it's more so about the person piloting the character and their fundamentals, right? Fundamentals can translate over to every character in the game. It's not just exclusive to Mishimas in general, right? So, yeah, I think I pretty much yapped on for enough. I think I pretty much covered everything I really wanted to cover in the video, honestly. I covered the options that the Kazuya player could have took against the Lily player. And honestly, most of the issues with the Yoshi was mostly just a reaction check. Because realistically, like, what was he was getting, like, hit with, like, CD1s or whatever because he was too afraid of this, right? But this isn't a mix-up. Like, as soon as Yoshi commits this and his sword starts to glow purple, you just hop kick or just do a low crush. Just do every character as a low crush. Do whatever is your fastest low crush, and you'll win every time in that scenario. Like, it's okay. And also another thing too is the move doesn't even hit grounded, so it, you know, it's not that big of a deal. Like, a lot of Tekken players have poor reaction time, so it kind of leads us to like overhyping moves being better than what they really are. But yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys found something useful you could take from the video. I am going to be uploading more videos on how to fight characters and anti-guides like that. So if you're interested in that stuff like that, subscribe to the channel. I do replay coaching, all that stuff for free, by the way. And yeah, again, do not harass the content creators in the clips like, please be nice. Another thing is, before I go, like, can we also forgive people? Because sometimes people, like, do stuff bad, like bad things, and we, like, never let them hear the end of it. Like, we just hold it against them forever, and we don't really give people a chance to, like, do better. We just hold it over their head and be like, oh yeah, isn't he the guy that did that? I'm like, yeah, but he did that, like, what, a year ago? So, you know, it is what it is. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out of here. Enjoy Tekken. Play whatever character you want. Don't let people gatekeep you and tell you that you're not good at the game because you're not playing XYZ character or you're not a Mishima specialist. And this is coming from somebody that plays everybody. So, yeah, it is what it is. I'm out. Kazuya is the hardest to pilot character in Tekken history, in the game. Like, Kazuya is a very difficult character. You have to do a just frame with Kazuya. You have to do a just frame with Kazuya in order to play the character. You need a criminal psychology degree in order to play Kazuya. You need to have the fundamental skills. You need to know the gravity surface of the inner workings of the inner Megatron units of the Cybertronic. You need a criminal psychology degree to play Kazuya. Kazuya, you need to do a just frame. If you can't do a just frame, you cannot play Kazuya. He's the most difficult, hardest to pilot character in the game. You can only play him with 5 moves. You need 5 key moves to play Kazuya. You need neutral to play Kazuya. Kazuya is the hardest, most difficult character in Tekken history, fighting game history. You need to do an electric. You need to know how to do a just frame. If you cannot just frame, you cannot play. Nah, I'm fucking with you guys. I shout out to everybody. I love everybody, man. I'm just playing, bro. I'm just playing.